first subject is travel. Who wants to come in on that? Ari.
I do a lot of travel. I actually do a lot of flying. I had to fly over here because I live on an island. I flew with Icelandair, and I used to work for Icelandair as a flight attendant. It's actually quite common to only have, like, men serving the food and only women flying the planes. And this is the 21st century, after all. But a lot of the passengers are, like, elderly men from the 20th century. And it was so much fun to be on those flights with the trolley, because you get to see the elderly male passenger reaction to two men with food, which was usually like... Look, Gunnar, the captain himself is bringing coffee for us. Hang on, who is flying the plane? And then a woman would do the announcement, politely, professionally, like, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sigríður Einarsdóttir, I'm your captain today. We'll be flying to London Heathrow in approximately 3... And these old men would be like, it's a woman, it's a woman, it's a woman, it's a woman. It was like a musical number starting, it's a woman, it's a woman, it's a woman. How could this happen? And they would, like, ask, like, excuse me, is it really a woman flying the plane? And it annoyed me so much that I always said, yes. And she's having her period. You have a problem with that, old man? And they would ask, like, is that allowed? Of course it's allowed. What's wrong with you? It's ridiculous. In fact, I trust a woman way better to fly a plane than a man. They seem to take it more seriously. I can understand everything they say during the announcement. I never understand the male pilots at Icelandair. They all sound the same. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain. The first but my experience a little bit of a delay because hope you enjoy the service. And when it's finally over, people are like, what? What did he say? Like, it must be awful if you're afraid of flying. But if you are afraid of flying, you should never fly with our other airline in Iceland, because it's called Wow! But it's not a very reassuring name for an airline. Wow, it's like they don't even know how they got up there in the first place. Wow! How did we do that? An airline called Wow, that's like having a bank that's called Fuck! Put your money here!
What has the Tory-controlled council in Barnet announced recently?
Oh, yes. Basically, that Barnet Council have said that they want to try and streamline their services like a budget airline. And you think, well, that's a stupid idea, isn't it? Because let's face it, budget airlines most people regard as crap. You can basically, you go on Ryanair now, you're supposed to have to pay £1, aren't you, for the toilet? And you're thinking often you've only spent £1 for the actual flight itself. You'll be there having a dump thinking, this better be a good one. I could have got a return ticket for this.
You've sort of been weighing it up, weren't you? Going, is this one worth £1? To be honest, this feels like it's going to do 20 quid's worth of damage. Let's go. The Tories, for being a market party, have never understood the market. So they think if something's successful and sells well, people love it. You know, they tolerate things. You know, I shit 3 times a day. I don't love it.
And we all have it. You know that's too many. That's too often.
I've been to Barnet. Of all the places, like, if you're going to do a no-frills government, at least do it somewhere that had frills in the first place. I mean, taking frills out of Barnet is like taking the charisma out of Milton Keynes.
The local council has frills, did he?
No.
I mean, street cleaning in Glasgow involves sprinkling gravy granules in front of a homeless guy on a leash.
Of all weeks, this week where there's been a bank holiday in England would be a very good week, because I would imagine up and down the streets of England there have been millions and millions of bins left out for 24 hours because people forgot, because it was a bank holiday, that the bins would be collected a day later. I don't know if you drove to any street at night, there are loads of bins out that people forgot, because we're stupid, and frankly we pay money so that you'll do it, so that I don't have to worry about that, and the bin fairies will come along and make the rubbish go away.
Can I check something? Are you only supposed to put your bins out, what, on a certain day or something?
Yeah, that is the way it works. You're not supposed to leave the bins out and after every meal walk out with a plate and just scoop them into the day.
Well, there you go, that's what a maverick I am. I'm having 3 shits a day and I'm putting my bins out whenever I want. Nobody stop me.
And have you noticed that, like, people in your street are getting more and more hostile with you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was my appearances on this.
You're probably quite charmed by that. But the fact that you just pile up house so effluent.
What if the time that I'm supposed to put my bin out, I'm having one of my 3 long shifts?
Where are you having long? It's not like a mail train where, like, you have to hold your bin out at exactly the right moment.
There's nothing in there that's of any use to anybody.
It's not the utility of your rubbish.
You two, simmer down. Look at this.
Every night after we record this show, I have to go and do the fucking bins, right? I go home and not only do I have to do the bins, I have to separate everything I've used into every component part. Hounslow Council have given me... It's just driving me off the wall, right?
It's gonna be all right.
Do you know about it? Do you know about it? They give me a bag. Come here. They give me a bag. Every 2 weeks, I have to fill a bag with garden waste.
Oh, not
I have to go to parks and collect leaves and put it in the bag.
There's no reason you shouldn't put your bins out whatever day you like, because you're enormous. If I was you, I'd just pour everything out the top floor window, and when someone turned up to complain, I'd say, yeah, what about it? I look like I was created in a science accident.
Okay, here we go. The first subject is lines you wouldn't hear in a sci-fi movie.
Captain's log, stardate 21:35. It's a Tuesday.
Actually, Jeremy Carr's just got the DNA results back. And apparently, Luke, I'm not your father.
Commander Skywalker, bad news. We left R2-D2 outside to stand guard, and the council took him away for emptying.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. I've seen attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I've seen...
There's a giant satsuma in front of the ship. Go to orange alert.
First, there were snakes on the plane. Now the British remake, Wasp in a car.
You can't win, Darth. If you strike me down now, I shall become more powerful. Get off, you prick!
What is it, Captain? I've never seen anything like it in my life. Of course not, Scotty. It's the sun.
Since you have got your laser gun trained on me, I've got a bit of stubborn hair just here.
Permission to beam down to the Forbidden Planet. No.
I can see dead people. That's because I'm watching UK TV Gold.
Here are the sci-fi football results. R2-D2. C3P 0.
Look at all those fading, dwindling stars, forced to eat bugs in a jungle.
If you leave our protection, you will almost definitely die. Scotty, do you still want independence?
Luke, I am your father. Go to your room.
Captain, I don't like it when you call me Spock face.
To boldly go where no man has gone before. Anne Widdecombe.
How many Klingons does it take to change a dilithium crystal? 10. 1 to change it, and the other 9 to chastise him for performing such a menial task when he's a member of a proud warrior race.
Ava, which category would you like?
Home news, please.
OK, home news it is. The answer is 43 years. What is the question?
How long does it take to repay a £10 loan from Wonga.com?
Is it... what's the life expectancy of someone who works at Greggs?
Is it what is the average Silverstone lap time for a Formula 1 car on Pirelli tyres?
Is it how long is too long to be out for if you say I'm just popping down to the shops for a minute?
Is it how old is the Earth if Michelle Obama really is the First Lady?
Is it how old did Dara look when he was 25?
No, you laughed first.
Oh, that's sweet.
You can't pretend sympathy when you laughed first.
It isn't, in fact, how long have my parents regretted using pulling out as a contraceptive?
How long will Julian Assange be living in an embassy before he finally goes, do you know what, I should have just gone to jail?
Is it, if Ed Miliband remains leader, how long will it take before Labour get back into power?
What is the MILF age of consent?
OK, if you put in a ready meal 43 years ago, how long has it been ready for?
Can I have the correct answer, please?
Is that not the correct answer?
No, it's not the correct answer. Nor have any of you even attempted to do the correct answer.
It's in how many years will Brazil be ready to host the 2014 World Cup? Genuine proper answer is how long can Gerard Depardieu balance a spoon on his nose?
Could I have anything that even vaguely resembles a topical news story?
OK, is it how many years' worth of shale gas are they claiming there is now under the British Isles?
Absolutely right, Chris Addison. Absolutely right. Well done. This is where we test our performers' stand-up skills. We spin our news generator. It settles on a topic, and anyone can volunteer jokes about the chosen subject. The winners are the people I judge to produce the funniest stuff. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. First subject is sleep. Ebra.
Does anyone here sleep with someone who snores? Yes. Well, I envy you, because I lie awake next to someone who snores. My wife snores terribly, and part of what keeps me awake is lying there going, how do you sleep through this? I can't sleep through it, I'm only next to it. The noise is inside your head. And how come you can sleep through that? But the sound of me making a sandwich in our kitchen, that wakes you up. There is no way me making a sandwich makes more noise than you're making right now. She snores so... She said the cutest thing to me one time, though. She says, do I not sound like a kitten purring? Bless. No. You sound like a cat drowning in porridge. If I had a kitten made that noise, I'd put it down. Apparently she had her nose broken a couple of times when she was a kid. Didn't teach her, she's still bleeding snoring.
Thank you very much, Ed. OK, let's spin the wheel again. Subject is health. Andy Parsons.
With flu jabs now, what they do, don't they, is they put a little bit of flu into you to help you combat the flu. I was thinking by that argument, surely you should be able to have the odd cake to help you fight obesity. Because let's face it, you can do too much exercise, can't you? You know, did you see Madonna's arms? They didn't look right, did they? It's like half human, half Terminator. Of course, that's a problem when you're always picking up small African children going, no. No.
Thank you very much, Andy. OK, the leads were Russell and Jack. Let's spin the wheel. The next subject is television. Who wants to come into that? Jack.
I get very frustrated with pretty much everything on television. I find adverts at the moment particularly annoying, like the banking adverts, because they're trying to portray bankers as being nice people. Like, they've got this one at the moment for, like, a mobile bank that travels around the country, and you walk in and there's your friendly local bank manager acting like a hairdresser, like, nattering away. You know, you walk up to the till, it's like, oh, how was your holiday? I went camping. Oh, why did you go camping? Because you lost all of my money! Decided the only option I've got is just to not watch TV at all, because everything annoys me. And I've got quite a lot of people that pressure me into doing that as well. Like my dad, he's quite old-fashioned. He's always saying, you don't need to watch television. You should do other things, better things, more edifying things. Don't watch TV, Jack. You should read. Read the great novels. They're entertaining, they're educational. Even read the Bible. The Bible is engrossing, it's enthralling. The stories of Jesus, they're encapsulating, they're invigorating. I'm like, no, Dad. If I wanted to be entertained by 12 people sat round a table trying to impress some bearded Jewish know-it-all that thinks he's some kind of deity, I will watch The Apprentice.
Thank you very much, Jack Whitehall. OK, Russell, let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. That's fitness.
Could have been camel toes. Now, I was in the gym the other day. I was in a locker room, and a 5-year-old boy ran in and jumped into a locker. Now, sometimes you know you're just going to have an incident, right? You could hear him in there giggling, like, and you knew what he was going to do. He was going to jump out and scare his mates, because his mates appeared seconds later, like, where's Stephen gone? Where's Stephen? He was near a minute ago. This is most irregular. And he waited, not for his mates, but for 3 huge naked men. It was fantastic. They were kind of walking past, and this little kid leapt at those men like a cat with rabies. It was incredible, right? Just from nowhere, the noise they made, I've never heard a noise like it. They sounded like a tugboat getting molested. It was like, His long-suffering dad is in the showers, obviously heard this and went, that'll be my bloody boy! Ran back, confronted this glowing hellbeast and went, Stephen, what have I told you about acting up in public? And this little kid cut his dad down with one very simple sentence. Dad, your willy's moving? You're just there going, oh, the world is a better place.
Thank you very much, Russell. At the end of that round, the points go to Ed and Jack. Moving on. What did we discover this week about British people's teeth?
They're worse now than they were in the Victorian era.
This is the thing, that not even Victorian era. For the
17th century, isn't it?
From the 17th century.
The study is flawed, you know, because they analyze skulls from the 17th century and they say, oh, their teeth was better than our teeth now. Yeah, because in the 17th century, you get your adult teeth and then you die.
In America, everyone's got the same teeth. Particularly in Hollywood, everyone's got the exact same perfect white smile, you know. Like if there was a fire at the Oscars and they had to identify everybody by their teeth. It's been a week. We found all the British actors and Steve Buscemi.
I had Irish teeth as well. I have Irish teeth. Irish teeth. I'm being like British teeth, but bad. And stuff should have been done with them years ago. I had like one random fang. One fang. Like a kind of a, I'm a vampire sometimes. Thing. And it should have worn down. Naturally, never did. I gotta get it all sorted out, like whatever. But 2 things put me off. A, the guy said, yeah, we'll do it, but you'll have a lisp for like a week. And I went, well, that's going to be really noticeable. This is 1 week I arrive in. Gleam, welcome to Muckle Week. The next round of Muckle Week. It's a bit challenging all around to Muckle Week. That thing I'd be exactly the house. Robots wars. Coming to the arena where the robots will fight me.
wizard. That's not quite a lisp. That's more of a squelch.
It is more. Elizabeth is, you know, is more. It isn't the answer. What is the question?
Points for everyone. But then the other thing you said is actually we don't actually have to do all capping and everything. What we can do is we can put a thing that you can then just fit onto your teeth, right? And like you can put it on, and then we see how you like it. And I kind of like a tooth wig. Make me a tooth wig that I can put on top of my teeth, and then I go, does anyone notice my tooth wig? And I go, still me. Yes,
maybe we should get a wig first.
Oh.
OK, John's story struck me during the week. You may not have seen one. It was a story in Ireland in the Evening Herald in Dublin last week. And it's quite a moving story. It's about Alzheimer's disease.
Oh.
It was, yeah. And the story basically was being a big head may be good for you. Scientists found that large-headed individuals with Alzheimer's have better memory and thinking skills than sufferers with small heads. All of which is quite interesting. You see, the next paragraph I found difficult to take. People with larger than average heads, like comedian appear to be better protected if they develop Alzheimer's disease, as studies suggest. Now, that would be all right if it wasn't for that. Like, the article actually came with a giant photograph of me next to the article, under the word big head, that protected against Alzheimer's. Written underneath that was extra large, : report is good news for Dara O'Brien. No, it's not. It's not good news, because I suddenly realised I've got a big head, apparently.
What do you mean you've suddenly realised?
Dara, protect us from the Alzheimer's.
Back in Canada, I did some modelling. It was for medical, it was for penile dysfunction. It was a before and after picture.
This is true. I didn't model. I don't model for big head things. I don't regard myself as having a large head. I don't have difficulty buying hats. I don't have difficulty getting into jumpers. My head is causing me no...
When did those three guys get here?
To be fair, a big head doesn't normally cause the owner a problem. It causes the owner's mother a problem.
Have you ever seen Dara?
It's smaller than my hips, for God's sake.
Your head is smaller than your hips. What kind of shape are you? You're a peanut.
Shakira's. Of course my head is smaller than my hips.
Dara, but it's...
Is your head not smaller than your hips?
No! Dara, look at me.
Oh, you're weird.
Yeah. Look at me. I'm going to take you to a hall of mirrors and show you how you should look.
The kid from Mama's. See, look at that. It's fine.
Your head is absolutely enormous. In fact, on a normal-sized head, that would be a full head of hair.
But the good thing is...
Are you not staying in my house tonight?
When Dara opens an umbrella, it's like one of them little cocktail ones.
To put in context how big it is, Dara, it has its own gravitational field. It's pulled in an entire planet behind it. This desk was straight when we started.
I was expecting sympathy. That's why I introduced it.
What I did was I said something about... I revealed a weakness in front of 6 comedians, and I thought, there's a group that'll help me through this.
I think of you all as friends. I don't think of you as comedians. OK, let's spin the wheel. The first subject is religion. Who wants to go in that? Tess.
I'm religious, not very popular these days. It surprises me how much people don't know about my religion, Islam, given how much is in the news. I've got a... We've nailed that. I've got a good friend called Jonathan. We've been friends for years. He doesn't know that much about me. A couple of months ago, me and Jonathan were in a nice restaurant having a nice meal. Next to us a table, minding their own business. We're minding our own business. Everyone's having a wonderful time. Halfway through my meal, the balloon closest to me from the birthday table, it burst. And I just shouted out in my excitement, Jesus Christ. Jonathan lost his damn mind. Oh, Jesus Christ, is it? What happened to your Allah and Muhammad now, mate? I'm like, Jonathan, what have you won? He went, nah, mate, it's just you bang on about being Muslim, yeah? But in that moment when you were scared, when you were fearful for your safety, you didn't think of Allah, you didn't think of Muhammad, your mind went straight to our Lord and Saviour, Jesus Christ. What does that shit say about you? Rubbish Muslim. All right, Jonathan, I can clearly see this is the best day of your life. 3 things. Thing number 1, you should be aware of this, but if you're not, for Muslims, Jesus, that's our vice captain. Secondly, me just invoking Jesus Christ is just me invoking a British cultural saying. If anything, it shows how well integrated I am. Thank you very much. And thirdly, most importantly, Jonathan, if at that moment there was a loud bang, I shouted in Arabic, you'd have shit yourself!
Thank you very much, Charles. Very good.
Now we play a round called There's a Labour Party in My Pants and Everyone's Invited. This game involves Nish and Milton, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launched a wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. And the first topic is health. Who's going to ask? Nish.
I had a bit of a health emergency last year. I was doing the washing up and I cut my hand. I was washing up and I pushed my hand into a glass. The glass shattered and it slashed my hand here and I had to go to hospital. And let me tell you this, the NHS staff are incredible. They're really nice to me. They're really sweet. One of them called me a brave boy. Which is good because I was being one, so I don't know what you're laughing at, OK? I'm the one with the badge. Anyway, before I did that, I did something which I probably regret doing. I called NHS 111. Now, if you don't know what this service is, it's a service the government has brought in to replace NHS Direct. So if you have a non-life-threatening emergency, you're supposed to dial 111 on your phones. Now, I'm sure that these people are very nice, but based on my experience, they have proportionately less skill than their numerical value compared to 999, because it was the blind leading the blind. At one point, she said, "How is the blood?" And I said, "Red," because I had no idea. Then she said, "Is there a lot of blood?" I said, "Yes," because there was a lot of blood. And she said, "Is there enough to fill a mug?" I've got no idea. I don't wish to brag. I have a lot of different mug sizes in my house. Also, while this was happening, I was just panicking. I wasn't decanting the blood in the hope it would be poured back into my body at a later date. Then she said, "Is the blood flowing or oozing?" I said, "I have no idea what the difference is between those two things is." And she said, "Oh, there's a difference." And I was like, "I'm not getting into a semantic debate with you while blood is gushing out of my hand." And she just went, "Gushing, thank you very much."
Well done, Nish, come on. OK, that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've been left with. And the topic is transport.
When I was at school, my bike was smashed up. It was my own fault, really. I just handed out leaflets saying, "Bullying, let's break the cycle." "We've been over this again and again and again," said my driving instructor, pointing to the badger. Apparently, there is actually a road in the north of England called Quality Street. And there's only one person living in it, and he's both Turkish and delightful. Tricky, isn't it, if you're both a moth and a sea captain? In charge of a ship. But up ahead, you see a lighthouse. You know you shouldn't. Toilets in trains are rubbish, aren't they? Especially the one right at the front, and the bloke in there gets so cross.
The boys go, Mitch, come on, man. Unlikely things to hear in a news programme.
A tornado has struck the east coast of America, carrying everything with it. Let's go over to our Washington correspondent in Hawaii.
Welcome to Sky News. At the moment, the sky is blue.
After years of searching, the police say that they are now close to finding who let the dogs out. They have new leads.
Right, now let's go over to the news in the shitty place you live.
Scientists have injected a human embryo with Marmite. The woman gave birth to twiglets.
Continuing our major story about news organisations hacking people, let's read a few of your emails.
More on that volcanic eruption in Iceland. 2 of the R's have closed, 1 of the tills is out of order.
This is the world's most literal reporter saying, back to the studio.
And now over to Sue with the weather. I've had her.
Our top story tonight. Anger grows amongst autocue operators following a massive pay cut. Bum tits Willy fart. I made him say that.
It's hot and sunny outside, so why not head down the beach? You might see some tits.
And now for the weather report. Let's hope it's a hot one. Oh, no, it's Rob McElwee.
And finally...
I'm in The Hague, which must be very uncomfortable for him.
A quick look at the weather now.
The next topic is deleted lines from Star Trek.
Kirk to Enterprise. OK, how about if I stand over here?
Scotty, that's the most convincing your accent has ever been.
Captain, I can see an alien ship approaching. It's not showing up on the radar. It's a circular vessel, some sort of lettering and number... Oh, no, sorry, it's my tax disc.
I have no emotion. My mother was a Vulcan. My father was Gordon Brown.
All right, which one of you ate my Scotch egg?
This is the Federation of Gay Planets. Open your docking bay and prepare to be boarded.
Tell you what, Spock, your towel is a lot softer than mine.
Captain's log. Just seen some aliens. OMG. WTF. LOL. Smiley face.
Who are these terrifying aliens? You can't call them that anymore, Captain. It's Uhuru and Sulu.
Welcome to the SS Enterprise, Mr. Eccleston.
Now, which one of you put your red top in the washing with all the yellow ones?
There's going to be some changes around here. They call me Captain Tatty Bojangles.
What's wrong, Captain Picard? What's wrong? I'm a serious Shakespearean actor, and I'm talking to the ambassador of the fucking worm people!
At the end of that round, the points go to Russell, Frank and Andy!
Things you wouldn't hear at the Winter Olympics.
And here are the British ice dance pair, Heather Mills and John Sargent.
And now, over to bobsled. Bob, how's the curling?
And while we wait for them to get set up there, we'll just pan the camera around. There's just a beautiful scenery. Oh, look, there's a herd of moose. Oh, no, that's the Romanian women's ice hockey team.
This is the big hill. Oh, that's long! That's very long! He's gonna wish he'd done his flies up.
It's 1 a.m. in the UK. You're watching the women's figure skating. Why not just bite the bullet and turn to Television X for the 10-minute preview?
And Britain comes away with 2 gold, 2 silver and a bronze. Well, that'll teach the Austrians a lesson for leaving their locker open.
And with conditions here reaching a bitter minus 20 degrees centigrade, the British hopeful from Newcastle has put on a second-string vest.
You're watching the women's curling. Men's curling? Women's. You're watching the curling.
No one has more experience on the ice than him. What a wonderful games it's been so far for Pingu.
And the conditions are perfect here, aren't they, John? Yes, they are, Bob. I haven't seen this much white powder since that stag weekend at the hotel in Bangkok.
Oh, and that's what ice hockey is all about. A man having his head repeatedly smashed into a glass wall.
The ski jump will start as soon as the British skier takes his hand off the side and stops crying.
And there, the skier has surprisingly stopped off halfway down for a mulled wine and a shit.
At the end of that round, the points go to Russell, Ed and Andy.
We start with a round call. If this is the answer, what is the question? On the board are 6 categories. Sarah, which category would you like?
I will have world news, please.
OK, world news it is. The answer is 1.6 billion. What is the question?
Is it how many immigrants are so lazy they haven't even bothered to come over here?
What in decibels is Brian Blessed?
Is it when they go back to us, how many drachma will there be to the euro?
For about a week or so.
How many Scottish people now say they voted yes in the referendum?
Is it what was the crucial missing ingredient from England's bid for the 2022 World Cup?
Is it how much are cats owed in YouTube advertising?
Is it when I went on Dragon's Den, how much did I want for a 2% share in my body hoover business?
James, talk numbers. How many? What's your turnover?
Well, Deborah. I haven't really got the numbers in my head. That's what they say, isn't it?
Right, I'm out.
That usually gets...
Is it? What is the count in Sesame Street up to now?
We think he's just somewhere in a bar,
Yeah.
just still counting. Tiny Transylvanian puppet in a bar. 1.5.
If you go and use a Glastonbury toilet, is it how many people seem to have used that toilet before you have?
Is it what number, when typed into a calculator and turned upside down, becomes, ooh, GI?
Is it, after you've popped, how many Pringles can you eat before you must stop?
Is it, since I started this sentence, how much further has Greece got into debt?
It's to do with Greece, clearly, yes, we're all dancing around. What is 1.6 billion?
This is the amount in euros that Greece is supposed to pay back to the IMF by the 30th of June.
You're absolutely right. Thank you very much, Sarah Pascoe. Well done. Yes. The question I was looking for was how much money in euros does Greece need to repay to the International Monetary Fund by the 30th of June? That's next Tuesday, or risk crashing out of the Eurozone.
But it's a loan, isn't it? What they've got is a loan. I think it might solve itself. Are we certain they haven't got PPI? Wouldn't that be great? Just on the day before they have to pay back, Alexander Tsipras, the Greek Prime Minister, gets a phone call saying, "We have been trying to contact you."
That's the Greek PM. Well, he seems thrilled with that particular development.
He looks so coy. He literally looks like that is the face that people do when you go up to him and go, "Where's my money?" He's like, "Money?"
There's lots of ways of raising money, though, aren't there? I would have thought. They've got lots of stuff.
Yeah.
They could have a big episode of the Antiques Roadshow. They'd raise quite a lot of money.
They could use plastic plates at weddings. That'd save a lot of money.
And then if they fail, what's the term called for what will happen to them?
Grexit.
Grexit.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
It's a great term, isn't it?
I don't like it being shortened, because I like it when the papers call it a messy Greek exit, because that sounds like a pornography description.
I like when they say the Greeks have been warned of Grexit. Like,
Yeah.
you know, Grexit is this thing which is going to emerge from the sea.
Yeah.
In the kind of with his eyes so red and a scary nose and a horrible water and horrible toes. The Grexit.
Sure, it just also sounds like the door on the way out of a Greggs, doesn't it? That's what confuses me about it. Don't they have that above the door in Greggs?
If you eat yourself to death on pasties, that's a Grexit, I think.
This, by the way, is not Greg's in Athens. This is people going, my money, please.
I've seen queues like that in Leicester Square on a Saturday night.
Not into a bank, presumably.
I've seen long queues at cash machines just on busy nights.
They might be queuing
many times.
for a bed and a
It means
bath.
nothing. You're playing into the hands of the European Commission and their misinformation. Shit, I don't know what happened there.
Yeah. You're telling me that essentially all these people are on a night out and they just want a few quid.
Maybe.
Our next round is called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. John, which category would you like?
I would like sport, please, Dara.
OK, your category is sport, and the answer is 1. What is the question?
What is Bruce Forsyth's national insurance number?
Is it the viewing figures for the final Top Gear?
How many of the 3 wise men got invited back to Jesus' second birthday party?
What did the other two do wrong?
Oh, who wants frankincense and myrrh?
Nobody wants that.
And wasn't at the time frankincense was worth more than gold?
I think that was because there'd been a collapse in the price because Judea had just left the EU.
What is the optimum number of directions for a boy band?
Is it in my annual stock take? What number do I write on my left testicle?
Is it, to the Daily Mail, how many immigrants constitute a swarm?
Is Is it? How many packets of biscuits would you need to cater Michael Gobe's funeral?
Oh, that's cold.
Is it how many Fast and the Furious films would have been enough?
Is it? Yeah. How many times have I dropped a bath bomb in a lemonade?
It was that good, was it?
Put it this way, mate, you don't do it twice.
Is it what David Cameron's going to give Miss Piggy now he's not Prime Minister?
It took a long time to get to one.
Is it how many people is the reservation for, Mr. Corbyn?
Can we have the correct answer, please?
Is it how many times has Wales got to the semi-finals of the Euros?
Absolutely right. Thank you very much, Holly Ward. There you go. Yes, this question celebrates the first. How many times have Wales made it to at least the semi-finals of a major international football tournament? Now, this is recorded, obviously, on Tuesday. We don't know how it went against Portugal last night. But are we enjoying, or have we enjoyed, Wales in this tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's the best thing, and it's just wonderful because they embrace it and they love their players. One of which doesn't have a club, which is insane.
If they get into the final, he's going to have to miss it because he's got to go home to sign on.
One of the players, I've forgotten who, had tickets for Beyonce last weekend. That shows a certain humility and like, oh, I got 3 matches, maybe a 4th. Put me down for a ticket for Beyonce.
Joe Ledley had to cancel his wedding.
Had to cancel the wedding, yeah. I think the more substantial thing.
It's a bit embarrassing, though, that they've done so well and England have done so badly. But what annoys me is the FA always go, we're going to have a full investigation to see why we didn't progress as far. What are they going to find out? They're going to do an investigation and find out, oh, yeah, works out, the coaches were teaching them rugby. Nightmare. It's a shame, isn't it? Keep an eye on them next time.
What have the English fans, how have they been reacting to the Welsh success?
Well, this is the weird thing. So the day after they beat Belgium, the most common search, apparently, on Google was Welsh grandmother. Is that right?
That was the story, yeah.
They're trying to find out if they've got Welsh ancestry, but that's not... If you type Welsh grandmother into Google, it's like you're trying to buy one. It's not... What are you going to find out if you type Welsh grandmother? What's he going to tell you?
Google's like if you type Welsh grandmother into Pornhub.
If you want to find out I'm ignoring that. If you want to find out...
You're ignoring it, but you're going to try it later. When you say ignoring it, you mean storing
it away.
This calls for private browsing.
Good evening. Private browsing. Yes, sir. It's in the pocket for later.
Private browsing. Your country needs you again.
Thank you. Was up in Scotland, who was found by police in Buckingham Palace Gardens.
This was Prince Andrew.
Yes.
And apparently the police stopped him. They thought he was a waster, and it turned out they were right.
He was a voice of the music go, state your business. He'd go, 10 years enough. You there with the tan and the golf clubs. Before you get into that helicopter. Who are you? What are you doing here?
They said they wanted him to prove that he was a royal, and apparently he just stood around doing nothing, and they took that as sufficient proof.
Do you know the most stupid thing about this is he apparently said to the policeman who stopped him, he said, do you know who I am? And to which the answer is, clearly not.
He does have that look of a man who's eaten Prince Andrew.
He actually lives in the garden. He was found in the garden, wasn't
he? Yes, he was. He was walking
he
around
actually lives in the garden?
He had a big...
Does he like stick at the dump? Does he live in the garden? That's what I want to know. Has he fallen so far down the royal pecking order that he now actually just lives in the garden of nuts and berries?
What was the timeline of this, though? Was this before the burglary or was this after the burglary?
It was after. Sorry, there was a burglary. A man broke in 2 days before.
2 days before.
Yeah, hence there was a lot of... They were all on a little bit more...
They didn't think that man was still hanging around there, did they? 2 days after
They often return to the scene of the crime. That is one of the things I've learned about the criminal classes over the years.
Who did they contact, by the way, to give a comment on this break-in?
Oh, Michael Fagan.
Michael Fagan. Michael Fagan, who broke into Buckingham Palace 30 years ago and sat on the edge of the Queen's bed for an hour until eventually, I think it's like she said, "Would you like a cup of tea?" And he said, "I'll just ring for one. Somebody in my room!"
They always said that.
I need like a cup of tea.
They said that was very dangerous, didn't they? Because he sat on the edge of the Queen's bed, but the edge of the Queen's bed is up to a quarter of a mile away from the Queen.
I can't believe people aren't breaking in the whole time to Buckingham Palace. It's one of the few places where there's a flag to tell you if anyone's home or not. I bet they don't cancel the milk or anything. You know?
You think as they leave, they're about to put down, and she goes, "No, but leave the flag up."
Yeah.
Right? Leave the flag up and one light in the hall.
Because the whole country was shocked, I think, by the burglary. Everyone thinking, how can you get an intruder into the palace? We were all shocked by it, except Helen Mirren, who's probably thinking, right, that's another film for me to do then. I'll probably get Liam Neeson in
The
to
Queen
play
too. Who's in my house?
Liam Neeson playing the burglar. Liam Neeson playing the burglar, going,
So, you're probably wondering how I got into your bedroom, Your Majesty. How does Aslan ever get anywhere? Came in through the wardrobe.
I honestly thought you were going to go with Taken instead. I honestly thought you were going to say, I have a very specific set of skills.
I don't see adult films, I just see the child film.
Yes, oh, sorry.
What is anyone talking about?
Perhaps, Miles, we weren't talking.
Very good.
The end of that round, the points go to Miles, Hal and Andy. Unlikely things for a vet to say.
Of course your monkey's got diabetes. You've been feeding him Cocoa Pops for 20 years.
I know it's expensive, Mrs. Smith, but if you want your cat put down, you're going to have to make 9 appointments.
No, I'm afraid Timmy won't be coming out of hibernation soon, and that's because he's not actually a tortoise, he's a Freybentos pie.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut open the stomach of your Rottweiler, and hopefully I'll have both of us out of here in no time whatsoever.
Oh, if only they could talk, I'd be in prison.
The bad news is we've had to chop off one of Fido's legs, but the good news is you put roller skates on him, that's 3 million hits on YouTube right there.
You're right, Mrs. Thomas. This is the first beaver I've seen. Now, what pet have you brought in?
The good news is your snake has survived. The bad news is he's never going to walk again.
Well, sir, if you think this treatment is too expensive, I suggest you get your meerkat to find somewhere cheaper.
Well, yes, your horse is a little bit overweight, but it's nothing to worry about. Oh, it's a dog.
We just had the test results back on the cows, and it's not good, I'm afraid. They're 10% horse meat.
I'm afraid it's dead, Mr. Forsyth, but I would say maybe you shouldn't have kept it on your head for so long.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to put your dog down. Rover, you're a fat, lazy arsehole who couldn't catch a stick to save his life.
Mr. Johnson, you spoil that dog. Not only are you overfeeding him, but he's quite capable of licking his own balls.
At the end of that round, the points go to Chris, Hugh and Gary. Now we come to our final quickfire round called Scenes We'd Like to See. This is for everyone, so if you can make your way to the performance area, please. I caught ideas for scenarios we'd love to see, and performers come in with their suggestions. OK, here we go. The first subject is rejected questions from this year's exams.
What colour does a Smurf go when we choke it?
Translate the following into German. 2 World Wars and 1 World Cup. Doodah, doodah.
How many pepperami big boys could you feed to Victoria Beckham through a tube before she became visible to the human eye?
What is the name of the force that pulls objects towards the centre of the Earth? Is it A, gravity, or B, magic?
Katie Price is supposedly worth £8.5 million and has got a thriving TV career. Explain.
If George Michael leaves at 8 o'clock for a 5-mile drive, when does he crash?
There are 6 lines of equal length. How long will Kerry Katona be in the bathroom?
If a train is going at 70 miles per hour, how surprised would you be?
What is amnesia? Is it A, memory loss, A, memory loss, or 4, the Battle of Hastings?
If Sally buys 3 oranges and 2 apples, how far south of Scotland is she?
Discuss the idea that Willy Wonka was a paedophile.
What is amnesia? Is it A, memory loss,
Draw a diagram of the male genitalia. Please use the tracing paper provided.
What are most Canadians renowned for saying? A,
English. Is standards declining?
Hitler, Pol Pot, Genghis Khan. Shag, marry or kill?
There's a wedding where Jane invites 20 guests and her partner Helen invites 40 guests. How angry is God?
The next topic is unlikely things to hear at Christmas.
In the current financial market, a dog is not just for Christmas, it's for Christmas dinner.
Bad news, I'm afraid. Santa didn't realise it was an eco-house and he's been sliced to pieces by the wind turbine.
Have you been a naughty boy this year, Tommy? Would you like to be? I've got money.
Well, it seems ironic, really, doesn't it? We buy a non-drop Christmas tree and then this happens to Grandad.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me chlamydia.
A grain of rice for Christmas. Thanks. Thanks, Uncle Ben.
Now we are all familiar with Grandma's charade of Basic Instinct. Shall we turn the TV back on?
Why is your nose so red, Rudolph? Because I'm an alcoholic.
You'd have thought the retail sector would have found some way to monetise this festival.
Baby Jack, we didn't know whether to get you a toy or a pet, so we've compromised and bought you a rattlesnake.
Hey, great! New socks! I'm off for a wank.
I remember when I stopped believing in Father Christmas. The year he abused me.
Mum! I was hiding in a sock and Andy did something weird.
Daddy, I ripped up one of my presents too quickly, and it was a puppy.
I discovered last night that your father has been having an affair. One of the chipolatas might taste a little bit strange.
Last night, Santa emptied his sack in our room. Which is why I'm leaving your mother.
This Christmas, I've decided to keep my Christmas broadcast short and sweet. Piss off.
Unlikely things to hear on Doctor Who.
When I was giving you a quote as your cleaner, Doctor, I was giving you a quote from the outside.
No, there isn't going to be a new doctor. I'm being replaced by a helpline.
That is the last time we park the TARDIS outside the Portaloos at Glastonbury.
Davros, we meet again. Oh, Lord Sugar, I'm so sorry.
Hey, saw you from across the TARDIS, and I think I regenerated in my pants.
Doctor, you must help me. I think I'm a pair of curtains.
Tragic news about the Ood. There's been a terrible flood. They tried to escape into the wood, but it didn't do any good, and now they're all dooed.
No, I'm the doctor who works for the World Health Organization.
Yes, I mainly hang around young women. Yes, I was on television in the 1970s. Where are you going with this?
You've got to believe me, Clara. This is our best chance. Now, unzip my flies and I'll explain later.
Let's go forward in time by an hour. Then we get a quid off the pizza.
Now, the first thing to remember on planet Xenon is turn off data roaming. We are 10 million years in the future. H.G. Wells has just got married.
You are the doctor. I am the tracheotomy patient.
I am the doctor. I am 1,200 years old. And this is my assistant, who's 27.
The worst person to be married to.
I love you lots. Oh, let's see what Mr. Tiddles thinks of you. What do you think? Die, bitch!
Brace yourself, Agnes. It's that time of year again.
I brought home a video to turn us on. It's Fred Gibner's Age of Steam.
Of course we're going to go out tonight. It's Hitler's birthday.
But he's my dad. We do everything together.
You want me to put my dingaling into your fairy cave? Are you mad, woman?
But you can't use that toilet. That's my toilet.
He sleeps in the bed with us, OK? Don't make me choose between you and the wolf.
Please, please, Pavarotti, let me go on top.
OK, points in that round on the Russell, David and Andy. Picture of Kanye West performing at Glastonbury Festival this weekend, headlined the Pyramid Stage on Saturday night. The rapper told the crowd, "You are now watching the greatest living rock star on the planet." To which the entire crowd went, "Oh my God, who's dead?"
He wasn't the biggest rock star in Somerset.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't the biggest rock star in that field at that time.
Literally.
Let alone the planet, yeah.
He also described himself as the new Warhol, and I think we misheard him a bit there.
130,000 people signed a pledge, didn't they, to try and get him replaced. And there was a moment, wasn't there, when that crane hoisted him above the crowd that I actually thought they'd achieved their aim for a moment.
On the coverage of this, I was kind of on the social media coverage. There was one bloke who said the only way he got through his set, this bloke's set, was when he realised that Kanye West is an anagram of Sweaty Ken.
I bumped into Rob at Glastonbury. He was so excited about being there. You should have seen his little face.
So, I agreed to do Glastonbury because it said you're on at 12:50. What I didn't read was AM. I was expecting a nice little midday gig, and I was there for 12 hours before I was on. And if you do a poo there, you have to... The toilets, basically the toilet's a scaffold over wheelie bins, and there's a hole over each wheelie bin. You have to take a cup of mud with you. There's bags of mud, and then you do a poo, and you have to pour your mud over your poo. I felt like a cat.
Are you telling me that your cat can hold a cup? That toilet situation is just so you've got scaffolding and you've got wheelie bins underneath.
Yeah, 1/3 of the toilets were kind of essentially a compost heap. So they wanted to recycle. They could use the human waste as it. Yeah. So they had people with sand or soil, whatever.
Well, why do you need fertiliser over that? All everyone's having all weekend it's cider and kebabs. What are you trying to grow with that? What are they trying to grow? People to go on Jeremy Kyle? It's a joke.
My mum had a house in Sri Lanka, and she had one of those toilets that just go straight... The poops go straight into the ground, and that she had mango trees behind the toilet. The mangoes were absolutely enormous. I've never seen... They were much bigger behind the toilet than they were anywhere else in that whole bit. But my mum didn't allow us to eat them because she said they're poor mangoes. No, we weren't...
My God, if you package them up in Waitrose, middle-class people were smothering... These are poo mangoes. They're the only mangoes I get.
Oh, no! I ordered from Ocado. They've substituted my poo mangoes for shitty beans. That's not fair.
Every time I have a mango, I think of your mum having a poo. Poo mango. It's your fault.
Hold on a second, mate. Hold on a second. I said I took a poo, and now you've made the leap, just brought my mum into the situation.
She has shits now and again.
My mum has never shit in her life, mate. How dare you talk like that about my mother?
My mum's ruined mangoes, my dad's ruined baths. Between us, we're killing this country.
Oh, I think we've just scraped off a layer there. Is that a story from your childhood? What's going on?
A couple of weeks ago from the
I see. Oh, right. Don't watch myself.
No, I know. We come to scenes we'd like to see, so if everyone could make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is things you wouldn't hear on Crime Watch.
If you have any information about this crime or any other crime, then keep your mouth shut. Snitches get stitches. Blah, blah, blah.
A relative paid tribute to the victim who sadly died in the blaze. He said, he was the kind of guy that just lights up a room.
Studies have discovered that the majority of murderers are men. So what should we be doing? How can we support female murderers? Should we be subsidising childcare?
The suspect defecated on Boris Johnson's doorstep. Witnesses described the man as an absolute legend.
No Crime Watch tonight, but reruns of Top of the Pops 2 are on BBC4 now, so just...
The man broke into Battersea Dogs' home and released all the dogs. Police are desperately searching for leads.
The criminals then blew the safe, but however hard they blew, it just stayed where it was.
Oh no! A city up north has gone missing. It begins with L and is great. Police are desperately looking for leads.
Do you like it? It's a Rolex on knick-knack. That is a crime watch.
And now, as a bit of fun, we go to the blooper reel. Give me all your honey. I mean, money.
According to police, there were wet footprints leading across the bedroom carpet. Because one of us doesn't know what a bath mat is.
The murderer said she did it because he made so many jokes about me on Mock the Week I couldn't hack it anymore.
Were you in the Wetherspoons at 9 a.m? If you were, we want you to contact us. There was no crime, we just want to work out what went wrong in your life.
Right, let's have a quick look at Britain's Most Unwanted. This is Sam Allardyce.
The victim's name was Jehovah. Police are looking for witnesses.
Well, you know, like greeting cards are about £4, aren't they? But if you put them in the self-service, there's no weight on them. So, hello, welcome to Crime Watch.
OK, the next topic is unlikely lines from a fantasy film.
But the ring was lost. Frodo looked up. This rectal exam had gone badly wrong.
I was Gandalf the Grey. But now, after only 3 washes...
Will the Mad Lord defeat the Leper Queen? Rob Beckett, Fox News, Washington.
My magic powers are strong. Put any penis in my hand and watch it grow.
Your Majesty, I have ridden here for 2 weeks on horseback to deliver this important message from your brother.
Hufflepuff? Oh, great, I'm getting bullied.
Frodo, it's so far, can't we just split a cab fare?
No, sorry, darling. No, that's a ticket. No, this is a double yellow brick road.
I am Thor. John Thor. And I am a Morse god.
'Tis I, Merlin, Grand Wizard and supplier of Premier League sticker albums. Shazam! A shiny!
Oh no! I've been bitten by some radioactive corduroy. That means I'm going to become James Acaster Man.
No, I'm sorry, Alice. This is Sunderland.
After travelling across the dark seas and desolate plains, finally I am home. I left my keys at Clive's.
We actually find the term unicorn quite offensive. We prefer skinny rhinoceri.
Call yourself an orc? Oh, yeah, you can talk the orc, but can you walk the orc?
Do not go in there. It's an absolute bloodbath. It's literally a lion in a wardrobe. I cannot emphasise that enough. Killed the witch. Oh, my God!
Oh, what's that? The film's gone on for 9 hours and they don't know what you're doing anymore, so you just get an army of the undead to save the day. Fucking turn it in.
OK. Get that round. The points go to Ed, Hugh and James. Now we come to our final quickfire round called Scenes We'd Like to See. This is for everyone, so if you could make your way over to the performance area. I caught ideas for scenarios we'd love to see, and the performers come in with their suggestions. OK, here we go. The first subject is questions that were rejected from this year's exams.
If the answer is 9, what is the question?
When you finish this exam, please will you turn your paper over and mark it?
Using Darwin's theory of evolution, explain Boris Johnson.
By the year 2015, the population of the Earth will have increased by 20%. How do we find Kerry Katona and stop her?
Complete the following sequence. 16, 35, 24, 8, 9. Now open the safe, grab the stuff and get in the getaway car.
If an object is travelling at 750 miles an hour, encounters resistance and slows to 0, for how many months will Richard Hammond have to wear nappies?
On the diagram below, show on the body where you like to be touched.
Describe Uranus without telling your parents.
Amy is 16. At least she said she was. How much trouble are you in?
Complete this crop rotation. Wheat, fallow, rock festival, BNP rally.
If everybody in Class A is called Tom, Thomas or Tommy, and every second boy in Class B is called Tim, Timothy or Timmy, what the fuck is going on?
Our next round is called Newsreel. We play in a recent piece of footage featuring people in the news and ask you to suggest what might be being said. This week's clip features the Prince of Wales.
Good God, it's Margaret Beckett, isn't it? From the First Labour government. Do you know, I'm beginning to wonder how recent this footage actually is. Oh, lovely, a train in a box. That's odd. Mummy normally gives me a Twix and a lump of organic cheese. Still, never mind. Stick that on eBay.
So this will be your driver, Dave.
Hello, Dave. I love you. So you drive this, do you? Yes, I bet you've got a tale or two to tell.
Yeah, well, actually, it has been hairy a couple of times.
I bet it has. Yes. Do you know, I quite fancy doing your job.
Yes, and I quite fancy doing your job.
Well, that's not going to fucking happen, is it? Can I have a go?
No, I'm afraid it's against regulations.
Is it? Is it? Now, Dave, think very carefully. Yes, I think that's the right answer. Nobody wants to be force-fed organic biscuits. Anyway, let's have some fun. This is an impression. This is the British economy. It's going backwards. Yes, I will. Don't worry, I understand about trains. Now, tell me, Dave, can this go sideways?
Backwards and forwards.
Does it?
It's backwards and forwards.
Why don't we just concentrate on driving the train? So just push the lever forward if you could. It's a lever, is it? I thought it was an enormous licorice all-sauce. What do I do? Just push it forward, do I? Oh, yes, look, we're going. Well, this is a piece of piste. You're stealing a living. Yes. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on, my arm's stuck. I think, hang on, David, my arm's locked. David, my arm. David, my arm, I can't stop. My arm's locked. His arm's locked. My arm's locked. I can't. Oh, my God, where are the brakes? Where are the brakes? They're out of control. I can't stop it. Got you there, didn't I, David?
Well done, you got us. Oh, and big news, exciting news though for homeowners. Exciting news for homeowners. Oh yeah, you can kill burglars now. I think that's the gist of it. I think that's it. I'm not sure. You can put bear traps around your house and hear a yelp in the middle of the night.
I think basically a slapstick rule should apply. If it goes, you're fine. If you kill the guy, not so much.
Yeah. You're allowed to be proportionate in your violence towards burglars, but not grossly proportionate. So, if what you're doing to the burglar could feature in one of the Saw movies.
You want to go with Laurel and Hardy films, ideally.
Exactly.
Try and, you know, whack them by turning around with a ladder, you know, a bucket on their head.
Who has received a hero's welcome at the conference?
Batman!
Yes, the bit where Batman came. No, not Batman.
Oh, Boris.
Boris Johnson.
Boris Johnson said he wanted to be tough on crime. And this was after, apparently, he's had 6 bikes nicked. And you're wondering, has he really had 6 bikes nicked? Or 6 times he just hasn't got a clue where he in fact left?
What was the hero's welcome? What did they do for him?
So they kind of clapped. It wasn't like they threw rose petals or anything like that. They were just very happy to see him.
Well, a hero's welcome. You know, in Aladdin, when he's on the elephant and it's, hey, clear the way in the old bazaar. Hey, you, let us through. It's a bright new star. Oh, come be the first on the block to meet his eye. You know, you're gonna love this guy. That... That's the hero's welcome.
I defer to your definition of a hero's welcome. At no point did Boris arriving on, near, or confusingly like an elephant.
They also gave him, like they give everyone at the Tory Party conference, they gave him a 2-minute standing ovation. That's what they give absolutely everyone, whatever they've said. It makes perfect sense. It's 30 seconds of clapping and a minute and a half for most of them to stand up.
Do you need a hat? Come on, I can do this.
In bracket over there. Okay. In other news, outside the party conference, what have hospital patients been asked to rate?
They have been asked to rate, apparently, exactly how good the A&E departments are. The question is, would you recommend this A&E department to your friends and family? Well, what are you going to say to them? Oh, well, don't worry, you've had an accident. You're going to St Mark's, and that's got a crack in A&E.
It's the beginning of Casualty. Wasn't it? Just a man falling off his shed onto his garden rake and then crawling to his laptop to go on TripAdvisor.
Or just come home to your partner, square up and go, I'm going to send you someplace nice.
Well, I've never heard domestic violence put quite as charmingly as that. Yes, I know that they put don't know in. There's extremely likely, neither likely nor unlikely, likely, extremely don't know. Don't ask the people with concussion. How would you rate it? Cabbage? Banana? Mummy? Cabbage?
The people who give the lowest rating are dead. So the results are going to be unavoidably skewed.
That's going to be a very awkward conversation when they go, I'm sorry, we've lost him. Do you think he was satisfied with the training?
Next round is called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Hal, which category would you like?
I would like world news, please.
OK, your category is world news. The answer is 24 hours. What is the question?
Is this what Jeremy Corbyn wants the voting age to be reduced to?
Is it... In his dreams, how long would each of Dara's science specials last?
We love the science. I feel there's a lot that we can all learn.
Is it... How long does every minute feel like if you're Melania Trump?
Is it how long did it take me to actually find the exit once I'd bought my tea lights in IKEA?
Is it how long till Julian Assange makes another vertical scratch on the wall of his embassy bedroom?
Is it how long is the time between my mum's two-part text messages?
Is it how long do you have to come up with evidence before the DA busts your ass?
Is this from a new action movie, Strangely English Cop?
Bust your ass!
Chief, I'm terribly sorry to hear your ass is in a sling.
We'll have to take that straight to the Lord Mayor.
How long was Jeremy Corbyn awake at Glastonbury after taking what he thought was an aspirin?
Does anyone know the correct answer?
The correct answer is...
Yes?
How much warning, apparently, are we going to get before Donald Trump comes on a visit to the UK?
Absolutely right. Thank you very, very much, Hugh. Now we play a round called Can You Smell What the Mock is Cooking? This game involves Josh and Milton, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is our stand-up challenge. I launch the wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. The winner is whoever I think is the funniest. OK, let's go. Let's spin the wheel. First topic is childhood. Who wants to come in on that? Josh.
I grew up in a small village in Devon, which was as fun as it sounds. Very little happened. To give you an idea, the most exciting thing that happened in my village was when I was 7, for a brief period, there was a bull in a field. And I was terrified of this bull. I used to walk past my dad and go, oh, don't worry about that. He's more scared of you than you are of him. And I used to think, no, he isn't, mate. Bonfire night was the worst, though, because the build-up to bonfire night was just warnings about the way it was going to go wrong. They go, oh, bonfire night's coming up. You're either going to get burnt with a sparkler or hit with a firework. My favourite was on Blue Peter every year. They'd have the same warning that applied to no one in Britain. Every year they go, oh, bonfire night's coming up, and if you do own a pet tortoise... Well, and they go, if you do own a pet tortoise and it's hibernating in a box, do be careful to not absent-mindedly throw that box onto the fire. I don't know how unlikely that scenario is. First, I know no one who owns a pet tortoise. Secondly, how unruly is your bonfire night? You go, yeah, just chuck everything on, yeah. Yeah, Guy Fawkes with their shit, show him what I think of him. Go into my houses, get my boxes, don't look in them, throw them on the fire. I don't care that the contents is snoring, throw it on, I told you. 2 months later, you walk around your house going, where the hell is Sheldon? The warnings that were wrong, the warning on sparklers, it'll burn your hands, that happened to no one. The warning on sparklers should be, if you're planning using a sparkler, do be aware you will do the same 3 shapes you did every other year. Zigzags, circles. Go on then, I'll write my own name, that is it every year. We used to have those home fireworks displays when they'd be terrifying. Most people were interested in health and safety. My dad didn't bother with that. He'd just go, well, you know, we've got 6 fireworks, the cat's got 9 lives, we're going to be fine. Be firing off fireworks towards the village like we declared war, and then the whole thing would climax with a Catherine wheel nailed to a gate failing to go off. My dad creeping up on it, us going, Dad, you're not meant to go back to a lit firework. Him going, don't worry about that, it's more scared of me than I am of it, it'll be fine.
Thank you very much, Josh. Welcome. OK, so Milton is left. Let's see what topic he has. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is travel. Where you go?
Strange things do happen. Once, I saw a little green man, and I walked towards him, and he just disappeared, and then I got run over. Kuala Lumpur, that was a bit of a disappointment. I always thought it was a bear crossed with an Oompa Loompa. You know, clingy, but quite hard-working. I was in France recently. I saw this little old lady knitting in the town square. I said, "Voulez-vous crochet avec moi?" She took it all the wrong way. What with the financial situation, I'm not sure Ireland's going to stay afloat. Cork, maybe. 11 days it takes to walk to Torquay holding the hand of a 7-year-old. Well, that's what I thought. It was his birthday treat, but turns out he actually wanted a walkie-talkie. I'm very English, really. I even ordered a book on the internet, How to Have Absolutely Nothing to Do with Your Neighbours. Unfortunately, I was out when it was delivered.
Well done. Thank you very much. Points there. Go to Milton. Come on back. Lines you wouldn't hear in a sci-fi movie.
Hi, is that NHS Direct? Yeah, a bit of a temperature, and I've got an alien coming out of my stomach. 2 paracetamol, OK.
OK, Mr. Zulu. Set course for the 4th quadrant to the Orion Nebula. I think there's a Nando's there.
We're sorry to announce that there is a replacement beam-down service this weekend between the ship and the planet Sploog.
You've got to imagine this in a Scottish accent. This is our Independence Day. There you go.
They abducted us and took us to their spacecraft, and then they explored our bodies with strange probes. I'll be honest, it was the best stag night I'd ever been on.
This man can now reach the full potential of his brain. Joey, wake up. You can tie your shoes. Reem.
What the people don't know, Captain Kirk, is that when I do that V thing, that means in Vulcan, I've had your mum.
I think this time tunnel is broken. We have gone 1,000 years into the future, and Bruce Forsyth is still working.
If you take the red pill, you will enter the Matrix. If you take the blue pill, you will have a boner for 7 hours.
This is it. The machines are taking over. Hashtag apocalypse.
Yeah, I've had a look at it, mate. The problem is your nano boosters are shot and your warp drive is fucked.
Our planet is dying. We seek a new home. Which of you is Phil and which of you is Kirsty?
The dinosaurs are killing everyone. Why do we keep reopening this park? Who keeps giving us public liability insurance?
So the plan is you get in the time machine, go back in time, and cock-block Hitler's dad.
Phone home. Phone in Joan. No, phone home.
OK, at the end of that, the points go to Matt, Catherine and Andy. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, please. I'll read out this week's topics, and then we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely things to hear in a school assembly.
It's your own time you're wasting, so please think twice about choosing media studies as an option.
We are not involved in extremism, and any suggestion we are is deeply offensive to us all here at the Jihadi Death of the West Academy.
Congratulations to the Year 7 football team who beat England.
There are 2 new girls in the school today, thanks to Louise in Year 9, who's just had twins.
New school rule, from next term there will be running in the corridors because we've had to sell off the gym.
Just this morning we confiscated a bag of cannabis and now we're asking all students to come forward if they've got Pringles.
Good news for last year's leavers. We have 4 at Durham, 4 at Edinburgh, 4 at Bristol, and you can't find a better selection of prisons than those.
And now for show and tell. And here is Miles with his cheese collection.
Congratulations to the first 11 who yesterday beat St Christopher's 37-0. St Christopher's is an intensive care unit, but nonetheless, well done.
Well, I'm really sad to be leaving you as your maths teacher. I've got no idea why I've been made redundant, because I've always felt that I've given 110%.
Just a note for 5D. When I said that Thomas should be in a blazer, I didn't mean set him on fire.
So, Ofsted inspection this morning, so burqas off.
Now, I know today is no school uniform day, Barry, but we were hoping that you would wear something else.
And now the register is the reason that Mr Smith cannot be here at the school today.
So if ever you feel the need to do drugs, have a word with the supply teacher.
Now we play a round called Your Grexits Are Here, Here and Here. This game involves James and Gary, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launched the wheel of news, and whoever chooses to stop, one of the performers must step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. The first subject is parties. Who wants to go in that? James.
I went to a surprise party recently with my friend Darryl. We were all in his living room, all of us, in the dark, hiding. His girlfriend turned to us all, she went, right, he's going to be here in a minute. When he gets in, everyone jump out, yell surprise, and that will be really surprising. I argued it'd be a lot more surprising if instead of making all that commotion, we all just stood there in his living room in the dark, just... When he comes in and turns the lights on, see how surprised he is then? It's a good party. I schmoozed. I'm good at schmoozing. Buttering people up. I'll give you some schmoozing tips, why not? A lot of people will tell you when you're schmoozing, have a good icebreaker, right? Break the ice. What they won't tell you, at the end of the conversation, unbreak the ice. You don't want anyone else swooping in, taking advantage of all the lovely little ice cubes that you created. So freeze it over again before you leave. So as you're leaving, just slide something under the fence, like death comes to us all, something like that.
So, Gary's left. Let's see what topic you have, Gary. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is childhood.
I didn't know what to get my little niece for Christmas, so I asked my sister what she's into. And apparently, at the moment, she's mad about frozen stuff, so I got her some oven chips and peas. Oh, they love that. Every Christmas Day, we'd always have pigs in blankets. Or, as you probably call them, relatives sleeping in the spare room. Winnie the Pooh, possibly the most vindictive chapter in Nelson Mandela's autobiography. It was only after I shot the 5th zombie that I started to wonder why they were all carrying bags of sweets and ringing my doorbell. I've been trying to recapture my lost youth. I really must get that cellar door fixed. One time when I was a kid, I bought a chocolate bar. On the inside of the wrapper, it said, "You're a loser." I wouldn't mind if there'd been some sort of competition on. To make things worse, it was a boost. As a family, we couldn't decide whether to have Nana buried or cremated, so in the end, we let her live. My 13-year-old cousin's already started taking heroin. It's amazing, isn't it? They shoot up so fast these days.
Oh, God. Very good. I'm going to go to Lady. Everyone come back. Deleted lines from a fantasy film.
I am Aragorn, son of Arathorn, the heir to Isildur and part of the Fellowship of the Ring. Please leave a message after the tone.
Ron had been suffering from swine flu and people were avoiding him. Luckily, he was ginger and he was used to it.
I don't know why you're so upset, Harry. The original Dumbledore died 3 films ago and no one gave a shit.
Did you find Narnia in the wardrobe? No, Edmund. We found your porn stash.
My friends, we will never hear the word Mordor again. Taggart has been cancelled.
No, Harry, it's not a 5-headed dog. It's girls allowed. Me.
I am Aslan, formed by the merger of Asda and Matalan.
We had only been there for a day, but to us it felt like 15 years. That's Birmingham.
Did you honestly think I could be defeated by someone younger? I am Arlene Phillips!
Welcome to Mordor, twinned with Swansea.
This will never work, Frodo.
In the wardrobe, we found a magical compartment that led to the Fritzl family.
He stole it from me, my precious... Oh, no, it's in my pocket.
You all right, John? How's it going, all right? Yeah. How's the kids? All right? See you later.
I'm not a dwarf, I'm a lesbian.
I think is, actually we should be talking about immigration now, because it's a good thing that he's put it on the table, because, a lot of Europeans are coming into the country and taking jobs that my parents worked so hard to steal in the 70s.
And, on behalf of the Irish, we were quite irritated at the time. Because we'd done a good job of nicking those jobs in the 50s, and then you arrive in, waving spices and whatnot. We had no response to that.
Well, listen, if UKIP get in, it is you who are in trouble, because it is, taking jobs from British people is their big worry, isn't it? This will be Mock the Week with Sue Barker.
She's the natural second choice. When I finally get deported,
Exactly.
Sue Barker's
Sue
stepping
Barker.
into on my jobs. Yeah.
I think you'll find, though, it was the spices from the East and the Irish cuisine that joined together to form the potato wedge. Beautiful thing.
Nigel Farage, he said there was going to be a flood of Bulgarians and Romanians coming over on New Year's Day. Turns out there are now, in fact, 4,000 less Bulgarians and Romanians in the country now than there were last year. So obviously the Bulgarians and Romanians who were in the country suddenly heard that all these other Bulgarians and Romanians were coming to Britain, and they thought, well, that's why I left the country in the first place.
It works both ways, though. It works both ways, and the British are even sneakier at getting into countries. I keep having British children. They sneak in through my body, and then they talk like this way, and they love queuing, and they eat beans and toast. I don't know where they're coming from.
I think you need to address your open-door policy there.
At me a couple seconds ago, but you just thought of that and were laughing at yourself and waiting to say it.
I'm really quite pleased with myself.
To be honest, he's still laughing at potato wedge.
He's having a bit of a run at the moment.
When Farage made these racist comments about Romanians on LBC, he blamed the fact that he was tired. And you're thinking, well, if tiredness is an excuse for racism, the Metropolitan Police must be bloody knackered, mustn't they?
The other one he said was he felt uncomfortable on train. You get on a train out of London and you would hear foreign languages being spoken. And you kind of go, if you're in the train out of London and the ticket officer came on and suddenly started going, Verkarten bitte! Wo ist deine Papieren? Wo ist deine Papieren? You would wake up and go, it was all a dream! We didn't win the war! Oh, no!
Was that just an excuse to show off your variety of accents?
I have lots of accents. It's very, very good. Maybe you'd like to hear my Spanish accent. Hola, ¿qué tal? It's quite beautiful. It's very good.
The issue that I have is that, UKIP sort of attracting votes from sort of the elderly, that this is sort of who are increasingly supporting them. And the thing is that you get worried because you think, well, I've sort of had more racist experiences from elderly people, and you can sort of understand how this comes about. But I actually think that elderly people should just be allowed to be racist because, they've got enough shit going on in their lives, without having to re-educate themselves. Do you know what I mean? I've pissed myself, I've got 2 false hips, and now I can't say darky. It's... I'm quite happy to make him feel comfortable, bump into an elderly person, just give him the old wobble head to make him feel all right.
That UKIP's on telly all the time, even though they've got no MPs in the House of Commons. Because, Dara, you've got no MPs in the House of Commons and you're on telly all the time.
All right. But I have an inclusive manifesto. And the topic is relationships. Who wants to come into that? Russell.
Britain, I have sexual advice for you. That's right. When I was 18, I used food in the bedroom. Now, don't ever do it. It didn't go well, right? I used Rolo yogurt. And rather than tell... Yeah, exactly, right? Rather than tell my then-girlfriend what I had planned, I pretty much waited for her like some hideous yogurt goblin, right? Now... I doubt there's anything more terrifying than coming home to find me naked, holding yoghurt, going, yeah, yeah. And I panicked, and rather than putting a little bit on, I pretty much basted her, right? By the time I'd finished, she looked a bit like Morph. You're sat there. I created an angry meal. You don't know where to start licking. You don't want to lick randomly, then she looks like she's got an illness. So, I did foot up to knee. That took me an hour. And hours, I was just... She looked like an angry gingerbread lady who'd had her leg dipped in Tipp-Ex, right? It didn't end there. I was like, I can't help you. The door opened, one of my dogs ran in and started licking the other leg. Never use food in the bedroom.
Thank you very much, Russell Howard. So that leaves us with Stuart. Let's have a look at the last topic then. And the topic is family. Stuart.
Before I rock the microphone, I want to I want to dedicate my performance to my father, who was a roofer. So, Dad, if you're up there. I'll tell you about my family. I'm the youngest of three. My parents are both older, and I have mixed-race parents. My father prefers the 100 meters, and my mother's Pakistani. I was raised by my father. My mother left before I was born. And, you know, I like being raised by my father. He's schizophrenic, but he's good people. I remember one summer I was 5 and he was Mussolini. Went to the park that day. I love parks. Standing in the park today wondering, why does a Frisbee appear larger the closer it gets? And then it hit me. My uncle's a hypnotist who has never inappropriately touched me. I have to leave now. I'm a member of Overactors Anonymous, and we have an Overactors Anonymous meeting that starts in...
The next topic is unlikely things to read on a medical label.
Use only if you're immobile or find it difficult to move. Tested on Dara O'Brien.
Anti-diarrhea medicine. In an emergency, shove the bottle up your arse.
As recommended by Michael Jackson.
Ditetramethyl chlorobenzoate for the anemial effluence of the tricordic aorta. Does exactly what it says on the tin.
Groin cream. Not suitable for people with a nut allergy.
Homeopathic tablets. Side effects, none. Main effects, none.
Embarrassed using Anusol? Why not try this? Arse crack soothe.
Do not eat dairy. Otherwise, we will have nowhere to milk the cows.
Viagra. It'll give you more than 8%.
Contains placebox and made it up a limb.
Viagra. Take 15 minutes before sex. Or if single, strap in for the wank of a lifetime.
Obesity pills. Don't eat the bottle, chubby.
Keep out of reach of children. Not the tablets, you.
Store somewhere cool, like New York.
Pregnancy test. Pick up your daughter's boyfriend and shout, "Was it you?"
The end of that round, the point's going to Christian Mudge.
OK, here we go. The first subject is lines you wouldn't hear in a TV detective show.
The suspect has got a gun, but it's OK. Gaz has arrived and he's brought chicken and a fishing rod.
I'm not doing it. This is a midwinter murder. It's freezing. It's not in the contract.
And as you can see from the samples we've taken that we've scraped from under her fingernails, she was manky.
He were a policeman that got hit by a car and thought that he'd woken up in 1970. He were wrong. It were present day. This is CSI Hull.
Sergeant, if you look closely, there are semen stains all over these bed sheets. Let's book into the Holiday Inn instead.
Poirot, you've done it again. You've bored me shitless for the last 2 hours.
So that's it. At the end of a 3-month investigation, that is it. It's Colonel Mustard in the living room with a lead pipe.
Inspector, has anyone ever said that you look an awful lot like David Jason from Only Fools and Horses?
Yes, Miss Marple, we've had the lab results back, and it's very interesting. Actually, it's thrush.
He fits the profile. This is going to be a really boring episode of Hole in the Wall.
You're probably wondering why I've asked you all to gather here in the library. Sorry.
Probably wondering why I've asked you to gather in the library. It's the TV presenter Noel Edmonds. Have you any idea why he was killed? It's the TV presenter Noel Edmonds.
Ken Stott is Detective Inspector David Sod in Sod's Law.
Well, we know now who's responsible for the killing. It's society, yeah? Yeah, you want to think about that, hmm?
The body is that of Eamon Holmes. We may need a little more chalk.
This game involves Matt and James, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launched a wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. The first subject is interviews. Who wants to come in that?
OK.
Matt.
Go for that. It's fascinating watching different politicians and how they deal with interviews. Ed Miliband, when he gets asked a question he doesn't like, will just have this amazing technique where he'll just ask himself a new question and answer that instead. And it really works. He got asked before the election by Nick Robinson. Mr Miliband, you've said you'll set a new mansion tax. If you become Prime Minister, but you won't yet tell us at what rate you would set it. And Miliband just went, look, Nick, if you're asking me, have I got a plan for the housing market, then the answer's yes. It's amazing. Farage is one of the best ones at it, because no matter what you ask him, he'll get a political answer in some way. You could say, Nigel, what you had for breakfast, mate? And he'd go, tea, toast and the Telegraph, Great British breakfast. He always manages to get his messages across. Boris Johnson is fascinating because he just loves avoiding questions, and he uses a twin-track approach of flattery and Latin. And this genuinely works. If he was here now, you could say, Boris, come on, just admit it. You want to be Prime Minister. And he'd go, oh, no, let me just say, great to be here amongst such great learned people on this crucible of culture. Reminds me very much of a phrase my father used to use, divitas, divitum, rectum.
Well done, Matt. Very good. OK, so James is left. Let's see what he's been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is Britain.
I wish I was Mexican. Love everything about... I love Mexican food. My favourite place to eat is a Mexican restaurant called Oaxaca. All you need to know about Oaxaca, everyone steals their spoons. So much so that every January, Oaxaca have a spoon amnesty on. You bring back one of the stolen spoons, and then they reward you with 3 tacos. Genius. Not only do they get their spoons back, they also get to watch while the thieves eat tacos, which I imagine have been interfered with beyond belief. Love Mexican food, love Mexican music. Mariachi music, best music in the world. Top 3 mariachi songs. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3, nothing, because there are no other mariachi songs. Ever been to a mariachi nightclub? It's full of people just going up to the DJ like, hey man, have you got yeah, I'll play it next. How about open your ears, I'm playing it right now. You can request that song during the next one. Growing up in school, I was the only kid in my whole school who liked mariachi music. It was a nightmare. I couldn't walk down the corridor without some knob knocking my sombrero off my head, stepping on the back of my poncho on the way in a maths class. Once, a kid wrote Chimichanga Bum Boy across my forehead while I was having my post-lunch siesta. He also drew a moustache on my face, but to be fair, that played into my hands.
Bravo, very good. It's close, but for sticking to the topic, James Acaster gets the points. Well done to both of you. Come on back.